Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the FPL Lock-In, the stream where every Saturday night we react to what has been going on in FPL on the Saturday, and this week also on the Friday night. It's been quite an eventful one. We'll have, I think, more games on a Saturday than any game week so far this season, I do believe, and there's been quite a bit going on, particularly people not turning up. Joining me is, of course, as usual, the lovely Nick Trigger. How you doing, Trig?
Yeah, good evening, sheeple. We're looking forward to tonight.
And unfortunately, Darius FPLD unit had to drop out at the last minute because I think he's recovering from an operation or something, didn't he? So he wasn't quite feeling up to it. So stepping in, very thankful, joining us for the second stream in a row. Kanji, how you doing, mate?
How's it going, gentlemen? And shout out to the chat. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Christmas. And yeah, happy to chat some FPL with the guys tonight.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we'll go over the games, who scored, bonus points, all that sort of stuff, give our thoughts on the games. We'll check out how we've done so far, including the other lads, podcast lads who aren't here. We'll have a look at who can hurt us tomorrow. So the game's tomorrow. There's only 2, I think, isn't there? And then we'll give a brief, very early thoughts on our transfers, although we are actually doing a podcast on Monday night, so it's not going to be long before we're back to preview the game week. But before doing that, I'll just say hello to people in the chat. Hi to Kalian. I think there was a big conversation went on in here before I even started, so I'm going to skip through that. Lucy, hello. Hi to Andrew. Yeah, unfortunately, D Unit has gone to sleep. Sleepy D in it. Hi to Banjo. Hi to Alan. Hi to Rob Taff, mate. Glad you got your beers in. Hi to Prod. Maratasi. Hi to Luke. Who else we got? Rahid. We've got all of FPLD units moderators here. Hi to Lee. Hi to Sparta John. Scrolling down. Hi to Jack. Tom. Alex. Sweet, who's having a very good season. Hi to Hippie, Buju Man, and Stringjoy, and Greg's also here. Hello, mate. So yeah, lads, I'll come to you both first of all before we get into the games and just ask you for a brief summary of how you're feeling today. I mean, I'll tell you how I'm feeling. Team sheets come out. I mean, obviously Friday was quite underwhelming as someone who only just owned Cunha, and then the team sheets come out today. No Timber, no Van der Berg. Not only not in the team, but not even in the squad. Minter bench. Obviously, I own all these players, and I just thought this is just typical FPL Christmas period. So yeah, I wasn't too pleased. But Nick, what were your overall thoughts so far, or feelings?
Fantastic. All my players turned up. Goat picks. And they all turned up, but they didn't all get points, unfortunately. And after waking up and seeing the Man City score, I was like, oh dear, we're in trouble here, because I don't own Ekatike. And quite a few people captained him. So it was already looking scary, but with a Haaland blank in the bag, it was looking very scary. But it's all turned out to be fantastic, because it turned out the goat pick was, in fact, Wirtz and not Ekatike. And also keeping Thiago worked out pretty well, because he could have had a lot more points. I think people that sold him got away with one there, because he could have got a lot more points, Thiago. That own goal was pretty comical. I think it came off 3 Bournemouth players and ended up an own goal for your ex-goalkeeper. So, but overall, great, because let's be honest, at home to Wolves, that was a pretty scary fixture. And people ripped up their teams to get Ekatike in for that. And maybe they might come to regret it.
He could be injured. We don't know yet, do we? So, Kanji, how about yourself, mate? Your differential pick came in?
Yes, definitely. I remember the chat was bantering me. They're like, oh, Kanji likes a Liverpool player. We'll definitely avoid him. But look how that turned out. I think people that went on free hit, they were rewarded with 4 points. They could have genuinely had like the clean sheet, the assist, full bonus. You could have had that, but Liverpool just suck at set piece defending. So of course they conceded from another set piece. But yeah, we'll go through the games. It's like game by game, and I'll give you my thoughts when we get there.
Hippie was obviously listening to you. He captained Frimpong.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Well, that worked out better than Holland, didn't it? So, honestly,
yeah,
I had that exact week, that exact fixture, that exact captaincy locked in preseason. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be worried about Salah. I'm gonna go Frimpong captain. And I just didn't have the transfers to do it. Like all the injuries and all of the nonsense I had to deal with in my team, I just couldn't go there. And anyways, it is what it is. Good for you. I'm glad it worked out.
Okay, well, let's start by having a quick look at last night's game. Unfortunately, me and Trig couldn't go on in the end to do the watch along with Darius because he was having issues with his sound. But it wasn't a very exciting game. I'm not sure we missed much, did we, Trig, from an entertainment perspective? So Dorgu scored, Dallo with the assist, bonus points 3 Dallo, Dorgu, 2 Lamans, 1 Martinez. And then defensive contributions to Ugarte, Dallo, Martinez, Dorgu, Heaven. Lots of defensive contribution points there for Manchester United, and I don't think anyone from Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, the only player I had involved in this was Cunha. It's brought in by a lot of people this week, and not only did he not get any attacking returns, he got booked as well. So 1 pointer. Did either of you watch this one?
Yeah, I've watched all this one. I mean, Cunha is going up in price tonight, I think. So, I mean, it's right to get him in. We've mainly got him for Wolves, haven't we? Let's be honest. So we're not too worried. But any other day, I think Man United would have conceded. Very lucky to keep a clean sheet. But Dorgu, absolutely on fire. So I don't know.
Screamer, wasn't it, by all accounts?
Yeah, terrific.
Left foot.
First ever goal for them. So a lot of people getting him now. But people are saying that, in fact, the best option is Dallo because he's got more long-term potential, hasn't he? But
Dean hates it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'll probably be holding fire on Man United defenders.
Long-term potential for a Manchester United defender. That's crazy. Yeah, exactly. They got to admit them to a psychiatric ward, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, maybe Dorgu's better, actually, because whichever one you get, you're probably going to get rid of them after the easy fixtures, aren't you? So, in fact, Dallo's better long-term. Probably, you're right, probably doesn't come into it. So maybe just go for Dorgu while he's playing as a winger and accept it's just for 2 or 3 games. At least you know he's going to play, whereas a lot of players up in the air, isn't it? I'm not sure about O'Reilly, for example, this week, but we shall see.
I mean, if you're actually going to look plainly at the fixtures, you'd probably argue, which I'm doing because I've still got 3 transfers to use this week. Arguably, Man United have got the best 3 fixtures coming up. They've got, I think, Wolves, Burnley, and Fulham and Newcastle have got a very similar fixture run, except it goes on even longer till about 5 or 6 game weeks. I mean, what do you think of their assets now? I mean, first of all, Kanji, what about Cunha? Do you think he's still, if you haven't got, he's a hold, and if you haven't got him, he's still a viable target?
Yes. I think Cunha should be your number 1 priority for transferring. Now, I do want to give the devil's advocate perspective. Like, let's say, for example, you have, I don't know, somebody that's injured. Maybe you saw Bruno, you didn't move early, something like that. Maybe you just missed the deadline because of Christmas, who knows? And you're deciding, I want to be looking at fixtures, right? You would think Manchester United looks the best. They have Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley, but Newcastle's fixtures are just as good, right? Good. Yeah, and you think about it, like, there's an injury to Alenga, I think. You'd have to double check this, but I do think Alenga's been injured. That's why I think they subbed off Murphy for Barnes. So that could mean that Gordon would be a 90-minute. You could have Gordon as a 90-minute penalty taker over the next 4 weeks. And I think they have Burnley coming up next week. Maybe they have another few good fixtures like Leeds coming up as well. Like, if there is that, like, that could be a differential to consider. He had a really good chance at the end of the game. He didn't score it. But he's just lacking his open play GAs. But I can understand why you'd consider going there. But Cunha for me is just a better player in general. So
to me, the fact that he played 90 minutes is a big red flag for whatever his name is, Gordon. I think it's a bit of a red flag. Barnes probably will start, but then again, it might not be for Gordon. But I don't think you can expect Gordon to play all of these games, like you're saying. So
I'd be
scared.
My 2, before last night's game, and I went around and messed around and had a look at my transfers for next week. The 2 that I had penciled in was Gordon and Hull. Maybe not. Maybe Sade or what's the Liverpool now's name? Szoboszlai, but definitely Hall. And I'm now like, yeah, maybe. Am I thinking? You know what I mean? Am I applying too much on Newcastle? Obviously, you got I'm a big fan, but
they were very good going forward. Hall was, but he wasn't so good defensively. I mean, he's part of the reason that Dorgu had such a good game because he just couldn't cope with Dorgu. So, but they're pretty good attacking fixtures, aren't they, coming up? So maybe Hall is the one. But again, he's not free from rotation, I suspect.
Well, I think Nightmare said,
isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's what Nightmare said. He reckons he'll play, and he's expecting to pick up a couple of clean sheets for that run they've got. Okay, well, let's move on to today's game. So the first game, obviously disappointing for anyone who captained. Did you lads both captain Haaland?
Yes.
Yeah, so pretty disappointing there. So 2-1 to City. Goals from Forest, from Hutchinson, assists from Jesus, however way you want to say it. Goals to City for Cherki and Reinders, assist for Gavardio and Cherki. Bonus points, Cherki 3, Hutchinson 2, and then Gavardio 1. Defensive contributions, look out for Anderson 20, Morello, Milenkovic, and also for City, Gonzalez, Gavardio, Nunez, and Diaz. Yeah, I mean, so I guess disappointing from a captaincy point of view, but any panic on any of your assets? Do you both have a Riley as well?
Yes.
Any panic on any of your free assets? Kanji?
Sorry, what was the question?
Any panic on any of your City assets, Foden, Haaland?
I think that's a better question for Nick, because I think Nick mentioned it in the chat, so I'd rather let him go first.
Go on, Nick.
I'm a little tiny bit concerned. I mean, I don't like Foden at the best of times. I mean, I only really got him in because he was on a real hot streak, and it appears to have come to an end. Yeah, him and Riley were actually the two worst players in the team tonight. They just did not link up at all well. And I think looking at all the rating sites, Riley was bottom, but Foden wasn't far behind. Obviously, no worry about Haaland. I mean, it's not surprising that he blanked, really, is it? I mean, it was a good opportunity, I think, to go for Ekiteke if you had him. If I owned Ekiteke, I might well have done the same, but probably not. But I would have certainly thought about it. But Foden, I'll probably hang on to them, to be fair. But I'm a bit concerned for midweek, whether they're going to get a rest or not.
Yeah,
and Cherki, it just seems better than all of them, doesn't he? So
yeah. So with that being said, I wanted Nick to go first, and I think touching on Foden, the question is his hot streak over? What do you guys think? I think, look, Foden is a world-class player. If you give him 0.6 XGI every game, he's going to basically tick along. I don't think there's anything to worry about from a Foden perspective. Of course, minutes are going to be an issue in the midweek, but Man City are just going to be breathing down City's neck Man City are going to be breathing down Arsenal's neck for the rest of the season. I don't think there's anything to worry about. Depending on who you ask, some people might favor Man City to win the league. I personally favor Arsenal to win the league, but I still think I'm going to keep Foden all season long, just like I expected to keep Bruno all season long. And hopefully, without any injuries, I can just continue to do that. If they get benched magically, I'm hoping that they either get 0 points off the bench, or hopefully I'm able to have a defender that gets DEFCON so I can get at least 2 or 3 points off the bench. So happy to live with Foden long term if anybody's worried about that. But the left back for Man City, oh gosh. I mean, I think he hasn't really got DEFCONs in the last few weeks if you look at his DEFCON hit rate, but he's been ticking along with clean sheets. He picked one up at Palace, picked one up last week. He's been doing fine. He can blank once in a while. It's fine. The fixtures coming up are not that great. I think they have Chelsea on the horizon, Brighton. I'm not sure if they'll keep cleans.
Stiffer,
yeah, but it's his positioning. He has the triple threat of DEFCONs. He has XGI. He has clean sheets. So for me, at the price point, I don't feel the need to move off of him. But let's just monitor the minutes and take it week by week.
Back to Foden. He's 9 million now. Cherki is 6.6 million, and that is just a ridiculous price for Cherki. So he's going nowhere, Shirky, is he? Now he's like their best player.
He's nailed.
So if you've already got O'Reilly, Foden, and Haaland, we could be on the wrong ones. And for that price saving is huge. You can't argue, I think, that Shirky's better pound for pound than Foden when you take into account the price. And when we're needing Gabriel back shortly and other players, maybe Palmer, Fernandez back in a few weeks, Shirky at 6.6 million is absolutely unbelievable. And I'm going to be going there for Foden as soon as I get the chance, I think.
Yeah, I think for me, the issue is just going to be I've got so many issues on my team. It will just be finding the transfers to deal with it if he is an issue. But okay, let's move on to Arsenal Brighton. So obviously this was a bit of a shock. We had Gabriel on the bench, which I don't think people were expecting. We had Timber not even in the squad. I don't know if anyone in the chat or you guys know why that was. I don't think it's come out yet. Calafiore injured in the warm-up, I think. But Arsenal still managing to get a win. Odegaard, and shout out to Roberto there, he chose him for his differential this week with the goal. What was the other goal? There's only one goal scorer. Was it an own goal?
It was a Rice cross. It was a Rice corner. Own goal.
Assists for Saka and Rice, and then Brighton's goal, Gomez and Ayari assist. Bonus points for Odegaard 3. Saka and Gomez look like they're sharing 2, which means Rice will come in with 1. Is that, or will they both be?
No.
Gomez and Saka will have 1 each.
No. It'll be like Odegaard 3.
Gomez and Saka get 2.
Okay, and no one gets 1.
Yes.
And then defensive contributions, only Van Heck.
If it stays like that. How the heck did Rice end up with 10 DEFCONs? Bro, I think he had like 2 at halftime. Wow. Ridiculous. This guy. He's so jammy, man.
I tell you what, though, Brighton after half-time, complete change in the game. Absolutely fantastic. They were unlucky not to get a point in this match, I think.
Because when Arsenal really dominant before the first half, and then they brought on a certain Minter, who changed the game for them. Whether or not he did, I have no idea, but he got me by 1 point.
Something happened. Something changed after half-time, and he had to bring on Gabriel to try and shore things up. So apparently Timber had a very small injury, according to Arteta, which probably means he was rested, but you never know.
Yeah, so that's going to be the thing to consider, right? We're not going to have any real sources of good news on Arsenal unless you have like a legitimate leak from someone reliable. But I think we're going to have to go off of our own guesses. Like Arteta's going to monitor all of the pictures from training. He's going to say whatever he wants to in the press conferences. This is going to be like, we're in the weekend. I think there's a midweek game coming up, right? So if you have any of one, like if you have Timber, I think Timber is probably going to play. I think he was just precautionary rested. Calafiore looks like he's picked up a knock in training. Now, I don't know what this could be, but I was sitting there so happy because I had no bench cover. Yeah, I had no bench cover. Like I had full 11 with no one on the bench because I had the suspension. I have OB suspended, supposedly OB on the bench, and then Anderson on the bench or something. So there are like I have like 3 blanks or something on my bench, but I was sitting there so happy. And then when Calafiore picked up the knock in training, I was like, wow, like, of course, like this is the type of thing that happens to me. Like Arsenal defense EO was supposed to be at like 65% or something. So I was sitting there so excited for the game, and maybe they would have kept it clean if Calafiore played, but who knows? I think the most important thing from this is like, Arsenal conceded. Everyone that went against him is happy. So if you went for Chelsea defenders or Liverpool defenders, like obviously Liverpool conceded, but if you went for a Chelsea defender or Liverpool defender, you didn't get punished for Arsenal like you usually should have.
It would have been would have been horrid if, you know, me and you having Timber and Calafiore, if they had kept a clean sheet, then we would have felt a lot worse, wouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So that's like the worst feeling in your heart, like deep down. But what I want to say is Gabriel's back. He came off the bench. He played 20 minutes. Which week are you going back to him? Because that's the question. It's not about if you're going back to him, it's when you're going back to him. Surely that's the question, right?
They do have quite tough fixtures coming up, don't they? So I think at least we've got to see him start.
No rush to get him back, I think.
consider it.
Yeah, I mean, he might not even start. I think they only brought him on because they were like struggling. If they hadn't been struggling, they probably wouldn't have bothered bringing him on. As for Saka, I think the jury's still out on him because, I mean, he got an assist, didn't he? But he missed a couple of good chances as well. He's not like in good scoring form at all, it seems to me. And he got that one-on-one at the end, and he was hoping, I don't know if he would have been offside or not, but it was not the best.
If I read this, what assist number do you reckon that was for him in 2025 in the Premier League?
I'd say 21.
No, in the Premier League in 2025.
Yeah, I say 21 assists.
It was his second assist. His second assist in the Premier League in 2025. At least scored in
the whole year.
Yeah.
What?
Scary. So that's what I read. I could be wrong.
Last season as well. Mind you, he was out injured, wasn't he, at the end of last season?
Mm.
Or was
it's pretty scary, yeah. People in the chat probably ripped it.
I think he's missed a hell of a lot of that year, to be honest.
If I'm wrong in the chat, feel free to rip into me. I shouldn't really be quoting things I read on X, should I? But...
Yeah. Like, wait. Just one more thing before we move to the next one. Like Gabriel is like such a very interesting talking point because, like, for example, you see somebody like Nick, or like most people in general, they're going to look at the fixtures and say, okay, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Liverpool, we don't need them. But I can argue Liverpool have been struggling in attack. Then I can say Aston Villa is like the most important fixture. They've won I don't know how many games in a row. Surely Gabriel is going to be marking that fixture in his calendar to start him. Aston Villa have beaten Arsenal every single year for the past. Every time I watch Aston Villa Arsenal, Watkins is always scoring. So surely, like, Arteta's like prepared them to like get Gabriel back for this game. You would think, right? But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, the one thing I'd say about Saka, and I read a couple of people said this in Darius' chat earlier, with Palmer coming back to fitness and their good fixtures starting in a couple of weeks, he might be worth just holding on to for a week or two to switch to Palmer. Would you say, Trig?
That's exactly what I'm planning to do. I don't plan on making any moves this week, to be honest. But, you know, people have automatically gone Saka to Rice, haven't they? But I'm kind of...
A lot of people did, yeah.
Keeping him for other alternatives.
Okay.
So, no rush to get... I don't feel like there's a rush to get rid of Saka. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Yeah.
So let's move on to this one. Brentford versus Bournemouth. Thank God Darius isn't here, so he can't analyse. He seemed to become obsessed with my goalkeepers this week. He's like, you know, last week, the last month it's been Anderson, and this week he's just obsessed with my goalkeeper transfers. So Brentford 4, Bournemouth 1. My transfers, by the way, were I got rid of. Who did I get rid of? Petrovic, and got in Kelleher, which did actually come off, although as Trig will point out, I was going to actually start the Burnley goalkeeper, which would have been even better. But anyway, Sade with a lovely hat-trick. Damsgaard, Yarmolenko, or however you say that, and Thiago with the assists. Semenyo with a goal for Bournemouth and a Jimenez assist. An own goal also for Petrovic. Bonus points, Sade obviously with 3, Semenyo 2, Scott with 1. And defensive contributions for, they always get tons, Bournemouth, don't they? Sorry, Brentford. Asia, Collins, Coyote, Jan Let. Is Yarmolenko, is he a defender?
You mean Janelt and...
Janelt?
Janelt, the one above.
No, the one underneath. Yarmolenko, whatever he said. And then for Brentford, Scott, Cook, and Senesi, as always, with his defence contributions. Yeah, thoughts on this one, lads? I mean, I was pretty pleased because Semenyo, although Keller did lose his clean sheet, it was Semenyo who only got the goal. Trig?
Well, as a Thiago owner, I was very happy with it as a Thiago owner. I mean, the start was unbelievable. Like, I got that Thiago assist right at the beginning of the game, which settled my nerves as a non-Ekitike owner. But after that, you know, every time I cut to the highlights on the goal rush, it was Brentford breaking away and scoring, wasn't it? And Thiago is very lucky not to have a lot more points than he actually got. But, I mean, I think Brentford are great at home, and he's good. Thiago's good. There's nothing at all wrong with Thiago. You know, people rush to get rid of him, but he's fine. I've owned him since he was 6 million, so I've had quite a lot of points from Thiago. Yeah, there's people that bought him recently haven't had any, so they were keener to get rid of him. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with him for the money.
Yeah.
Good.
I bought him at the wrong time, or he did. What about the Sade? I mean, I can honestly say I did consider bringing him in this week, but it was very, very brief. But yeah, it is also a consideration for me to bring in for Semenyo this week. I mean, I looked at him. He'd only got, I think, 3 goals and 2 assists before this game. Should we all be rushing on him, Kanji?
Man, you know, I said this last week, but I had it highlighted to own Frimpong last week, and I had it highlighted to own Sade in preseason, to own him for this fixture run, because they had Wolves, Leeds, Bournemouth. It's just I just couldn't go there. I liked Liverpool, like the opportunity was there, so I went to Verts instead. But I want to say about Sade in general, he had 2.7 XG, he had 3 goals, another excellent performance. I think Sade's the type of person that has big dog energy, where it's like he thinks he's the main man. He doesn't really look to set other people up. He likes to be very direct himself, and that's something that you really like when you own somebody like that in FPL. So I think that's something to consider for the future. Great asset if you own him, but I do think I'd prioritize Cunha and probably Gordon over him if you believe in Gordon's minutes. And then on Thiago, by the way, this is just a positional trend. Not sure how many of you follow Charlie FPL Meerkat, one of my boys. He's on Twitter. This is a positional trend over the last 18 game weeks of the season. The striker versus Bournemouth has accumulated 11 XG. So if you pick the striker that plays against Bournemouth, on average, you're going to get 0.5 XG. That's not even XGI. So like people that are considering holding on to Senesi, like good job, you've got your DEFCONs and maybe you'll get a lucky assist like I've gotten over the season, but Bournemouth have pretty much lost. I think like they've won or lost, I think 8 of their last like 10 games, something ridiculous like that. But yeah, so again, another week that the striker against Bournemouth delivers, and Trig said it very well. Thiago was very unlucky. Sade hogged all the chances.
I'll just shout out someone who chose an incredible differential of Sade this week, which was me, of course.
Did you? Wait, did we talk about Antoine Semenyo, though? Like, Semenyo has been so consistent. What a wonderful player he's been so far this season. The gift that keeps on giving. I think those managers that decided to go early for Cunha, they lost points. Like, I've lost 7 points to the field because I wanted to get onto Cunha before his price rises. Why am I buying Cunha when he has Newcastle? Newcastle have been such a good defense. I should have
if I'd have sold Semenyo low, I would have been for Sade. So I can't win.
Wow. Okay, well, that's even worse. But yeah, so I think
I think Sade, once Dango comes back, he's going to be a worse asset. He's a lot better now. Dango's not there. Once he comes back from AFCON, it won't
More
be
responsibility.
Yeah. But last season he was brilliant, wasn't he? At the end.
Anyone who's still got Senesi, or you've got to get off the Bournemouth defence, aren't you? They used us.
I sold him this week for Tarkowski, so I'm happy. I mean, he gets DEFCON every week, but it's not enough because Bournemouth are conceding 4 goals quite often now, and they're going to get relegated if they're not careful once Semenyo goes.
They're too good to go down, surely.
No, I don't think they are.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, can we move on to
wait, by the way, just a note for like anyone that's interested in Bournemouth assets. Krupi Jr. started, and like there's something Nick mentioned last episode where in case Semenyo leaves, maybe Krupi Jr. might get a route to or path to better minutes. They bench Kluivert, they bench Evan Nielsen, just something to consider. Just for people that are considering, like deep squads.
Cool. So hopefully we can not spend quite as much time on this one because I mean it was boring as hell game from the sounds of it. Burnley 0, Everton 0. Frustratingly for me, the goalkeeper I would have started. It's the only one really worth mentioning. Look at that. 2 save points, 3 bonus points, followed by Keane with 2 bonus points, and Tarkowski and Ekdal sharing 1. Defensive contributions for Laurent. Can you pronounce this one? Kanji, we all go to go.
Ugo Chukwu.
Ugo Chukwu.
Yep, that guy. Ekdal, if he is a defender, and then Keane, Garner, Tarkowski, of course, McNeil, Baum, whatever. Alcrate is a defender. Lads, anything you want to say about this one apart from that I should have started Dubravka?
I think Trig's question of like, why did you pick Tarkowski over Keane?
Me?
Yeah.
Because he's a much better asset, and Keane will be out the door once what's his face comes back. Brentford comes back.
This is just another highlight, though, of a game where Keane has been the better player than Tarkowski. Just like if you're the manager, like if you think about the amount of defensive contributions, this is like most center backs get this in 2 or 3 games. He did 20 in 1 game, and they kept it clean. Like he was ridiculous if you watched it. So I don't think they should rush.
Incredibly lucky to get that clean. Burnley nearly did it again, what they did to us last week, when in injury time it was within a whisker of them scoring. So
yeah,
luckily they didn't. But I'm very happy with my points in Tarkowski this week.
Yeah, and it's not just you, by the way. Like people, for example, that were on free hit, right? They would have considered triple Liverpool. Let me go double up on Everton defense, maybe triple up if they're crazy. So like a lot of people got points from this fixture, even though it doesn't look like the EO is that high, but a lot of engaged managers had an Everton defender this week. And if you have somebody that's injured, you can consider the likes of a Tarkowski or a Michael Keane or Jake O'Brien to bring in over the next few weeks. You could also consider Delo or Dorgu. So I think the EO for Everton and Man United defense is going to rise over the next few weeks.
Yeah, if I'd have gone this week, I would have gone an Everton defender because I'm looking to switch a defender. But I think I'm going to go Newcastle now because I think this was I know they've got good fixtures, but this was the plum fixture. You know what I mean, Trig?
Yeah, but Everton are a very good defensive side. I think they're a team that are going to be good defensively all season. When Newcastle away are absolutely atrocious. You've also got to worry about rotation with the Newcastle assets as well. Whereas someone like Tarkowski, you can just stick him in. I mean, he was quite popular at the beginning of the season, wasn't he? Because
he's 5.5, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, we knew he'd be very good at DEFCONs. I mean, he was up there with Murillo, wasn't it, at the start of the season? People were kind of choosing between them.
Yeah, he was the highest defender, wasn't he? Last year.
I think last season, he got the most DEFCONs.
Murillo was second.
So he's obviously, I think Everton and the manager they've got, and they've got a good goalkeeper. So I don't think you can go wrong getting an Everton defender in.
No. Okay, let's move on to Kanji's beloved Liverpool. Don't really want to talk about this one. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Goal. Wirtz finally getting his first Premier League goal. And Gravenberch also scoring. Frimpong and Etta Teke. I said it right?
Ekatike.
Bloody hell. With the assist, sorry, and then Bueno and with the goal for Wolves, Tolo. With the assist. Bonus points, Wirtz on max bonus points. Gravenberch 2, Curtis Jones 1. Defensive contributions for Curtis Jones and Gomez, Andre.
Gravenberch 11. That's harsh.
Mosquera if he is a defender. Kanji, run us through it, mate.
Yeah, so how about them DEFCONs for Virgil, huh? How about them? You know what, man? Virgil has been like one of the worst. He's been the biggest trap, I would say. Like he's just
no DEFCONs. Like,
bro, like this is just so disappointing. Like, what is going on here? Like, I don't think we're gonna clean versus Leeds. Like, I thought the banker was Wolves. So man, like,
see, Kanji, this is the bit where if Darius is here, you have to go, Trig. Why did you buy? Why did you play and buy Virgil van Dijk? He's useless. I've been telling you that for weeks. Let's do a quick sound effect in his in Darius's absence.
The D unit called it. What did I tell you? I told you. I called it. I called it a long time ago, but the D unit called it, and that's all you need to know.
Sorry, Kanji, mate.
No. I think that I just want to make the point about Virgil being very disappointing. Like, if you own him, you're definitely going to be making a move either this week or next week, moving off to like a Gabriel or maybe a Chalobah. Like, you just need to get rid of this bum. Like, get him out of there. And like even Bradley and Frimpong are getting like assists. They're going to take the bonus away from him too. Like, it's been disappointing, right, Trig?
It has. I won't be selling him this week, though, for sure.
Of course.
And are you going to do
he's a good placeholder. He is a good placeholder for Gabriel, but given the fixtures, I don't see the rush to make the switch.
So are you going to wait till until after Burnley to sell?
I might wait until after Burnley. I can bench him against Arsenal. So
you're going to take some price drops, like as long as you're happy with that.
I don't care about prices, Kanji. It doesn't worry me.
All right, cool.
Hasn't all season. That's why I didn't panic and sell Saka and get Ekitike in on a Sunday night last week, like everybody else. I mean, I saw Harry's deadline stream where he was regretting his transfers because he rushed in early because of price changes.
What did he do? What was his move? Do you know?
Oh, he took out Saka and Thiago and got Ekitike in, but he loves Saka, so he's like already thinking about getting Saka back in. So
I don't know. I think that's posturing. I think he's going to go to Palmer. Let's see what he does.
He probably will, but it was, because of a Fernandes injury after we all made the transfers, so it's not worth worrying too much about prices, I think.
Trig, can I let the chat in on a bit background secret here? As soon as Vert scored, Trig came straight in our group chat. The Trig unit called it. A little word on Vert's to me, Trig.
Great to see. I mean, it's his first goal of the entire season, isn't it? I mean, we all suffered with him earlier on in the season. I mean, he's probably the reason I didn't have Semenyo when he was getting all his points, because I was stuck on Wirtz. And
so he not even scored in the Champions League?
He has scored in the Champions League, but that's his first league goal this season. But I mean, he's been playing so well the last 4 or 5 game weeks. And if Ekitike had scored like he should have done at the beginning, he would have had an assist as well. So great assist that would have been for him. So he's very good. He's very good on bonus as well. So if he does do anything, he's going to get maximum bonus points. Now, Solio's telling me I've got to kick him out this week and replace him with Szoboszlai. But I don't think I'm going to listen, to be honest.
I thought it was only a 1 week punt for you.
Well, 1 or 2 weeks. I mean, they've got Leeds this week, haven't they? So I'll keep him in for Leeds. I don't see the point of changing him, especially now he's scored. I mean, I was prepared for him to be a 1 week punt, but he's done enough to stay in the team. I mean, he could go on now. He could go on and be the player that we thought he was going to be. He could easily get more points against Leeds, and then maybe won't even take him out.
I know. Beyond Nick, I followed your team, so I know you owned Wirtz to start the season, right?
We both did, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, Gary did as well. Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask. So how do you feel, Gary? So I'm sure the other people that are in your boat. So I want to get into your mindset. Like, you didn't own Wirtz to start the season. It was very disappointing. And now the next time to jump onto Liverpool, Wirtz has delivered immediately. Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel fine because I know he was a popular transfer in the community, but I didn't consider 1 millisecond getting him in. Maybe I should have done. But if you don't consider something, you don't generally feel bad about it, do you?
Right, exactly.
So, yeah. Did you not consider it because of the experience you'd had with him before?
Possibly, and I know that's not an optimal way to play, but yeah, it does get stuck in your head that especially it was the week he was benched, wasn't it? Remember that 1 week he was benched, and I was so pissed off, and I just thought I don't want to go through that again.
It's one of those things. Go ahead, Nick. You got it.
This week's a bit special, though, isn't it? For one thing, they were playing Wolves. And secondly, Szoboszlai was out. So Wirtz had everything, and Gakpo. So Wirtz had literally everything in his favour for this Wolves match. So it's not surprising he scored. And I think it's also why people have considered it a 1 week punt, because he's not going to get those same conditions again. So obviously Leeds is a good fixture. But
if I didn't bring a TK in, I may have considered it, but I think it would have been a bit OTT bringing both of them in for me.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I got him, to be fair, is because I didn't have Ekitike and I was a bit scared of not having any Liverpool attackers, and he was the only available choice. I mean, if Szoboszlai had been fit, then I might well have gone for him instead, to be honest, or Gakpo if he'd been fit. So it kind of worked out in the end, didn't it? But
Yeah, congratulations to the free hitters that went for Liverpool. You got your points. I told you earlier it was like Frimpong, Verts, and Ekitike would have been the best picks. They all delivered something. So good job if you punted on those picks. And let's see. The thing is, people that free hit them in, the thing is they have leads next week. So it's really the owners that maybe will benefit more by getting more points next week, right? So let's see.
Let me ask you this. Ekitike, I think I've said it right twice now, was a significant minority captain. Were the captain is unlucky? And secondly, do we have any update on, because I think I don't know if he hobbled off or he went off looking a bit gingerly.
Yeah. So
he's going to be
were they unlucky? I mean, he definitely deserved one return, and he got that. He could have easily have scored. Like, he hit the post, I think, in the first 10 minutes. And if he had scored that, the game opens up massively. And then Wolves start pushing, and like we could have scored 3-4, right? Because football is very game state dependent. But he missed that first chance. So I think he deserved a return. So I don't want to say they got lucky. I mean, they deserved what they got. I think the people you picked the perfect week to back against Holland, right? Holland didn't really have many chances. He didn't really have many chances anyways. Like, it's not like, Holland put up some crazy XG and blanks. Like, Holland didn't really have much in the game. Like, Forest defense is very underrated. And I think, like, this is the thing to consider, right? Going into next week, a lot of managers are going to consider again. Like, Manchester United are going to be at home to Wolves. Are you going to consider Acuna captaincy over a Holland who's playing away at Sunderland, and Sunderland have been good defensively, right? So what do you guys think? Will you guys consider Acuna captaincy? Because if people that went for Liverpool captaincy, it worked out for them this week, right?
Reviews got him as the suggested captain for my team, but I said to myself, I'm going to see how he gets on against Newcastle, and his what do you want to call it?
I wouldn't do it.
Performance was if he'd have got a hat trick or 2 goals against Newcastle, maybe, but he failed his test.
But it's not really fair to judge someone how they play against Newcastle when they play against Wolves, right?
No.
I know he's a good option, but I think I think I'll still go hard. Well, I see what everyone else is doing basically, but
who's City got on next game week? Sunderland, is it?
Yeah,
City at Sunderland. Yeah, it's not a great fixture, but I don't know. Yeah, probably same as Nick. See how it goes. Anything else you wanted to say on this one before we move on, lads?
Just congrats to Frimpong owners, Verse owners. Are you feeling disappointed? Because I'm assuming most of you must have done like Thiago to Verts, right? So assuming you did that, how would you feel?
You mean Ekitike?
I mean, sorry. Sorry. I meant Ekitike. Like, if you did Thiago to Ekitike, like, how would you feel about it?
Well, I did that. I feel fine as long as Ekitike plays the next match. Do you know, if he's injured, I may well end up reversing the transfer, which will, of course, be a complete and utter waste of time.
I did say in my videos last week that one of the big risks of getting Ekitike was that if he got injured, there's like nowhere really to run to, and you've ripped up your entire structure to get him in and used all your 5 transfers up to get him in, which a lot of people did. And then if he gets injured, you're stuck with a useless asset and a shit structure. And that's why I didn't go for him. So 1-0 to the Trig called it. He called it. The Trig called it. So
here is
why I didn't get him.
For any D Unit fans watching, this is the real reason he's not here, because as we all know, Darius likes to say,
let's be honest, Anderson's fucking shit.
But the man Anderson came in with a second clean sheet in a row, and is probably the only reason I'm happy this game week, even though he did get booked. And I started him. So West Ham 0, Fulham 1. Jimenez with the goal. Wilson, for people who played him, with a nice assist. Bonus points for Robinson and Jimenez sharing 3, which will mean Kuhn Enka would have got 1, I believe. And defensive contributions for Magassa, Potts and Fernandez. Are they defenders? If they're defenders, they would have got points. And Kilman, and then Conessa, and again Berg if he's a defender. Any thoughts on this? Was that?
I think those guys were all mids. I think that the guys you're talking about were all midfielders.
So they wouldn't be then. If Darius had been on today, I'd have called this stream Bowen versus Anderson, and Anderson obviously won. Not much FPL relevant. I mean, Wilson's still quite highly under, isn't he?
I'm a massive fan of Robinson. I had him nearly all last season. Huge fan of his. Since he came back, Fulham just looks so much better. And not only has he come back and is very good in assist threat like he was last season in the first half of last season.
Max bonus.
He also is matching Anderson for DEFCONs. Now,
wow.
I wouldn't make the switch. But because
listening, Robinson and Anderson both on 8 DEFCONs for this.
Yeah. But he's been getting them the last few weeks. But I wouldn't make the switch because the fixtures just aren't good enough to warrant it. Like, I've got Anderson, I'm keeping him, but most weeks he's going to be on my bench. But when I do actually want a starter for Fulham, I'd much rather have when the fixtures become good again, Robinson, if he maintains his form, is going to be a hell of a lot better choice than Anderson is.
Definitely.
Because I did not expect Robinson to be getting all these DEFCONs. But he's certainly making Fulham's defence a hell of a lot better. I know it's only West Ham, but D-Unit all week has been saying how Bowen was going to smash Anderson, and now suddenly he's got a headache and can't come on.
Exactly.
Just to emphasize his point, I've watched a lot of player interviews of I think Brian Mbumo, as well as Antoine Semenyo, when they're talking about coming up against Anthony Robinson, they always say he's the toughest left back in the league to battle against, which I think is a massive compliment to what he provides.
Really, Robinson?
Trig is right. Yeah. And if you watch him, you'll see his work rate, his physicality, his strength, his speed. He's almost the perfect player in that position.
Fantastic.
But I want to say this, last season he had 10 assists from 5 XGI, so he overperformed. So maybe similar to how Gary had negative psychological bias in terms of going back to Wirtz, maybe some managers will have positive psychological bias of going to Robinson because he overperformed for them last season.
Yeah, he didn't overperform. He's just better than the XG would have given credit for.
Yeah, and I think he got lucky. A lot of his assists were to Iwobi, and he was taking shots that were crosses and then going in the net somehow.
Am I right? He did really well at the start of the season and then sort of patted out before he got injured.
He picked up a knock, I think, that he was still playing injured, I think, for quite a while before they actually took him out of the team.
Okay, so the final game is Chelsea versus Villa, which I'm sure Trig doesn't really want to talk about. João Pedro with the goal, Reece James with the assist, a double for Brace Watkins and Tielemans for Solio followers. They're going to give another week's access with the assist. And then bonus points for Watkins, obviously, with 3. João Pedro 2, Reece James 1, defensive contributions to Caicedo and James. And also Tielemans coming in there with defensive contributions, as well as, I can never say this name, Bendia, that's it, isn't it? And Konza. Trig, I'll come to you, mate. Thoughts on this match? Obviously, you're a Chelsea fan.
Another game of 2 halves. I mean, Villa didn't have a single shot in the entire first half, I think it was. And Chelsea were completely dominant. Second half, it was kind of the other way around. Manager made some good substitutions, brought Watkins on. Watkins grabbed a brace, and the substitutions changed it. And Maresca was like a clueless idiot, like he always is, and didn't respond. And Villa went away and dominated the second half, which is why we want Maresca to go to Man City so we can get a decent manager in, because he's absolutely hopeless when it comes to substitutions and all of that type of thing. But the defence, Chelsea's defence is always a bit dodgy. Whenever they're tested, they find a way to concede. Badio Shield responsible for the first goal. And but at least Sanchez made 6 saves in that game. half time, he hadn't made any. So he let in 2 goals and still made 6 saves. He played well. It's not his fault. But Villa, well, they're good. Villa are good. And I'm hoping they can beat Arsenal in midweek, although Cash is out and somebody else is out as well because of all the bookings they got today. So,
I mean, Villa got some decent fixtures coming up, haven't they? I'm not sure if it's immediately or in a few weeks. I mean, Rodgers and Rodgers we've heard mentioned because obviously he's been doing for the last few weeks. What about Watkins, Kanji?
Yeah. Well, the minutes. I mean, he came off the bench, but as soon as he came off the bench, he was the guy. Like he was the guy that. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
A brace off the bench, man. I mean, like Watkins has had a very up and down season, but he's still there's a good player in there, so he'll pick up returns. I think the major talking point is going to be about like Chelsea. Like Chelsea have the good fixture run coming up. Obviously, okay, we can touch on Aston Villa. I don't want to just play them down and say like their form is poor, but I want to focus on Chelsea for a bit. So, for example, Reece James, another world-class performance. He easily could have had a goal. It was like something that was like a cross or something that was deflected. The goalie makes this save and then goes just over the net. I don't know if you saw that, Nick. Just curious to hear your thoughts on Reece James. Like, what a wonderful player he is.
Oh, he's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, once the fixture pile-up finishes, I think that might be the time to bring him in. And that probably be about the same time that they get all their easy fixtures, won't it? So, but he's brilliant. Such a good player.
So
and he hasn't been injured all season. So, hopefully he's out of that injury problems. But,
last season I was like...
good as well, though.
Yeah, so I've seen Chalobah pick up a lot of points because he just ticks along. He gets DEFCONs, he gets goals and assists, he gets the clean sheets. Like he really just ticks along. I think one of my friends, Charlie Meerkat, owns him, so I always follow my close friends' teams. So I'm going to set up a Discord call and chat with him because I'm going to consider bringing in one of Chalobah or Gabriel this week. So like if you were in that position, like who would you consider bringing in?
Probably it's very tricky to choose between Chalobah and James. I think very tricky. I don't know which one I'd go for. Chalobah on corners just gets those little flick-ins. So and James
it's definitely
play every game, does he, James? So
yeah, it's definitely Chalobah over James because of like X minutes and there's. I would rather take my risk in like the midfielder spot, like in the verse position, rather than the defensive one. So it's Chalobah versus Gabriel. Like, who would you prefer?
It's got to be Gabriel.
I don't know. When Chelsea have got their good run of fixtures, I don't know. I'd probably have both, to be honest.
Damn. Well, that would be a 4-5-1 if I wanted to own both.
That's the time to go big at the back, where you got your Tarkowski, your Gabriel, Chalobah.
Well, that conversation
and James for that run.
We've been having that conversation all season, but no one seems to have really gone there. Well, not many people.
I'll show you a good 5 at the back team in a minute, Gary. I've found a good team to show you what I'll put on for the.
What about Aston Villa? What about Aston Villa?
I think Rodgers for their. Let's have a look at their fixtures because they've got a good fixture run coming up, haven't they? So Villa after Arsenal, then Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. It's mixed, isn't it? It's mixed.
Well, the Bournemouth fixture is not red. The Bournemouth is not red. That's good for attack.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really bring them in away against Arsenal, can you? But after that, maybe Forest, Crystal Palace, Everton, Newcastle, Brentford, Bournemouth.
Yeah, maybe 24. Maybe in 24 we can consider them. Now.
I'll tell you what, Liverpool have been conceding a lot at set pieces. So Gabriel at home to Liverpool could actually be pretty good.
Yo, that's exactly what I was thinking. You know what? I didn't want to say this, but I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that.
Even Wolves managed to score from...
Literally, bro.
I've read an interesting article, actually, about how Wolves just aren't getting battered. I mean, they've only got 2 points, but no one's battering them like they're battering Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Wolves have played very well. Didn't they draw with Arsenal a couple of weeks ago? Or just lost at the last minute?
Yeah. Own goal in the last second. Yeah.
And they're not getting battered like Bournemouth are. So they're not that easy beats, Wolves. I mean,
maybe we should start captaining against Bournemouth, huh? Looks
Yeah,
like
I
Chelsea have
think
a nice
so.
fixture. Arsenal have a nice fixture.
João Pedro. I tell you what, João Pedro midweek against Bournemouth, home to Bournemouth, could be an option.
Well, with the lap back, it's like X minutes. There's X minutes risk all over the pitch with Chelsea. Enzo was
That's the
benched last
problem.
game week. Garnacho was taken off 70th minute. Gittins came on. Palmer got subbed off for someone else. Then I think João Pedro is going to come off for Delap. Like everybody's fit, so there's no nailed minutes. Like what's the
I
point?
know it's so frustrating as a Chelsea supporter. I just can't have any in my team. That's why you need Chalobah and James in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And Cucurella as well. You could go triple Chelsea defense where Cucurella hasn't been getting those attacking returns. Oh, here's a team. This is a free hit team. No, it isn't. Whose is that team?
We'll look at that after we've looked at our own teams, Trig, yeah?
Whose is that team there, Gary?
This is Kanji. So we'll go through the podcast lads teams. So Kanji's top of us this week.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm going to be bottom. I only have 10 players.
You're top. You're 48 points. Well, you're behind Roberto, but the top out of the lads on the cast.
Richards might play.
No, he's out.
Lads, can I read that team? So he's almost all out. Raya 2, Keane 10. That's maybe the source of the Keane bias earlier. Anderson with a lovely 5. O'Reilly 1. Richards, we'll see if he plays. Cunha 2, Saka 7, Foden 2, Wirtz 10, Thiago 5, Haaland 4. But there you can see on the bench, Obi, Szoboszlai and Calafiori. So, and you've also benched Dubravka for his 11 points.
What a guy. 11 points. Bloody hell, man. But I just want to say one thing on my team. There's this guy, Michael Bloody Keane. I have been following him. One of my friends in my mini league owns him. And he's in my group chats. We were talking, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going in. I sold Senesi 2 weeks ago. He got to 4-pointer. Thank God he didn't haul last week. And I'm so glad I owned Keane this week. Shout out to him.
Yeah. So what were your transfers in and any brief early thoughts on next game week?
All my 5 transfers were used over the last 2 weeks. But Wirtz came in for Semenyo, so no points gained. Cunha came in for Bruno, gained nothing basically. Those are my only 2 moves. I'd already used my other transfers to get rid of Krupi Jr. and all this other and bring Calafiori in, who now is injured. Oh, that was such a waste. I honestly feel like I've wasted my transfers, bro. I should have just done the Andy Morton and just done nothing. But yeah, I think Calafiori has to go next week. I don't know if Keane is going to play him in the midweek. Last midweek he didn't play, and Richards is already a doubt. So I have to move Calafiori. He has to go. He has to go. I gotta go Gabriel or Chalobah.
You've only got 1 free transfer, haven't you, as well?
Yeah. Hopefully no one else gets injured. I mean, the rest of my guys have all played, so it's calm. So Boslai's coming back from suspension, so I'll be playing 3-5-2 as the dream situation. Saka pens, Thiago pens, Cunha pens, Haaland pens, Boslai pens. Come on, give me a pen, boys.
Okay, all right. Second of us 3 this week is Trig. So Trig is all out apart from the Qua at home to Spurs tomorrow. Sanchez, so 45 points, 117k. Sanchez 3, O'Reilly 1, Virgil 2, Tarkowski 9, Wirtz 10, Foden 2, Saka 7, Cunha 2, Haaland 4, Thiago 5, and another 2 Andersons again doing decently, and Dubravka. Anyone who does played Dubravka this week is going to have done brilliantly, haven't they? Greg, talk us through it, mate. Happy enough? You read all green as well.
Solio actually wanted me to start Dubravka over Sanchez this week. I was like, no way am I doing that.
Wow. So, you listen to them now.
But no, pretty happy with, to get a green arrow after the Man City game where I was played for about 8 points. It was pretty remarkable. And it's great having the choir there tomorrow because you just never know. You just never know what might happen in that game. I'm suspecting he'll get only 2 points because Palace are a bit knackered. And if Richards isn't playing, that's not going to help their defence, is it? But you never know what might happen there. So it could be a decent, only 4 points off the top 100k. So
wow,
hoping to get back in the top 100 again.
You're flying, bro. Amazing.
Was 50k 2 weeks ago, though, so it's been a bit of a disaster. But yeah, to not have DK and get a green arrow is very surprising because I did not expect one this week.
And you're thinking of rolling, is that? By the way, I'll just say we are doing a podcast. We are doing a podcast on Monday, which Trig and Kanji will both be on. Hopefully, Darius will be on if he's over his Anderson clean sheet illness. Yeah, but any early thoughts? You said you might be rolling.
I'll just roll, I suspect. I mean, I've got a very nice looking team this week again, so no injuries today, which is interesting. But I am expecting a bit of rotation. But then again, you can never predict which players it's going to be, can you? That's the problem. So I mean, it's probably going to be Foden or O'Reilly. You'd think Virgil's going to play whatever, Tarkowski. Wirtz will probably get another game, won't he? So Saka should get minutes. Cunha definitely will. And it's hard to see Haaland being benched. Thiago could be. He could get a benching, I guess. He has missed a few midweek games lately, hasn't he? But we shall see. But no, probably going to roll. I mean, there's a temptation to get a Man United defender or something. But I'm not really into points chasing, so I won't be getting one.
Okay, so bottom of the three of us this week is me. I'm on 168k, which is a smallish red arrow, 39 points. So Kelleher with 4, Lacroix and maybe Richards, if he's fit still to play. Anderson 5, Minter 1, Cunha 2, Foden 2, Semenyo 9, Saka 7, Etta. Say it for me, Kanji. Ekatike 5 and Haaland 4. And then, yeah, all my bench players are duds because Timber, Van der Ven, and Guay, obviously none of them are even in the squad.
Oh, wow. We're in the same position as me, so we've got nothing from Richard. You're on 10 players.
But mine wasn't for a lack of planning.
That's a good point.
Mine was so I mean, lads, considering Timber and Van der Ven are not even in the squad, Minter was benched. I think I said on the podcast on Wednesday, didn't I? I am historically bad at playing this game over Christmas. You know, I'm a pretty decent player, but over Christmas is always when things seem to go wrong. And it usually is because of things like this. You know what I mean? And maybe I should have had a stronger bench. But I mean, Darius was saying to me earlier about Guay. Yeah, all right, I could have had a striker on there that may have got a few points, but ultimately I'd have had a million extra on my bench for months. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So considering
green arrow, haven't you?
No, it's red, small red. I mean, if Richardson
will be green, I think it will be once Lacroix's played. I think it'll be green.
Yeah,
possibly.
4 points. All you need.
My transfers were Ekatike for Thiago. I'm still happy with that, as long as Ekatike, well, just let me pronounce it. I'm pronouncing it. Isn't injured. I got Cunha in for Bruno. I'm happy with that because Cunha's got decent fixtures. Kelleher coming in. You couldn't make it up, right? So last game week, I didn't make the goalkeeper transfer. I played. It could have been Kelleher in for Petrovic. I played Petrovic. Kelleher got 12 points. Massive loss. This week, I get Kelleher in. If Petrovic hadn't been sold, I would have played the Bravka. So I've lost about 8 points off that. So I just don't make goalkeeper transfers. I think that, or at least I shouldn't make goalkeeper transfers. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy considering the total car crash that happened today. I'm happy enough.
I think you have to take Petrovic out at some stage because he's just hoped.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
but yeah, no, I think you could end up with a green arrow, but I think quite a few people have got Sunderland assets, so
oh god,
they could yet have a say in the game week. You know, if they kept a clean sheet.
Darius is starting Ukulele.
So there are still points to be had this week, but a lot of people are out already, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll get the points off the bench even if they didn't start them. So
Do you want to see a good team? Do you want to see a good team, Gary? Put up a team here.
We were doing just want to have a quick look at the other podcast, lads. And then
Wait, can I say something about your team? So, like, would you consider like a Minte to Szoboszlai?
No, but what I am considering is, I mean, this is obviously before. I mean, we need to wait now. I need to see if Richard starts. I need to see what actually was up with Timber to Van der Ven. But my original plans probably were Lacroix to Hall and Semenyo to Sade or Szoboszlai.
Wow. Okay.
Or Gordon. I think I like the Szoboszlai transfer because it frees up about £1 million compared to Gordon.
For later. Okay, all right. We got some good Szoboszlai chat there. Cool. Sounds good to me.
But I've got to wait to see with Van der Ven, Timber, and Richards. You know what I mean? Will we even find out anything?
We won't hear anything about Arsenal assets for sure.
No.
So I think Timber's fine. By the way, I think you have the best one.
You don't know that though. You're just guessing. I mean, he could be injured.
I just hope Richard starts tomorrow. At least one headache. So, who did the best out of us this week was young Roberto again. He always does the best on the Saturday, and then ends up not doing the best. Oh, so he's
all out. Oh, he is. He's
as
all
usual.
Out.
He's always all out on the Saturday, and I don't know why. 278k, Pickford 6, Gavardio 8, O'Brien 6, Collins 4, Wilson
Watkins.
5, Tavernier 1, Foden 2, Nato 2, Watkins 12, Voltamade 2, Haaland 4, captain. Kanji, your older.
He's picked me. He's climbed above me after a while.
Oh,
he actually started much
he's
better.
overtaken you,
Yeah, he started so much better than I did because you remember he had Chalobah to start the season. He had Semenyo to start the season.
He did
He started like a house on fire, and then I wildcarded. I jumped ahead of him. I was over him for I think at least 10 plus weeks, and he's finally come back and picked me. I knew this was coming. Like the way this guy picks differentials, it's like second to none. Like he is number one at this. Like Watkins in against Chelsea. This guy's crazy. Delivered for him. So good for him.
He does have a way. I always like looking at Roberto's team more than anyone else because he's very rare. He is on this stream actually in a couple of weeks, but you know what I mean? Whenever we look at his team, you never know what moves he's going to have made or anything. There's always like a surprise in there, isn't there?
Watkins is unbelievable. I think that's only his 4th goal of the season, isn't it? But he came on and got 2 goals in 20 minutes, and he's got very jammy young Roberto there, hasn't he?
He's held on to Neto for so long. He's going to come back into style in a few weeks.
So let's have a look at FPL Nightmares team. By the way, I'll just read through because for all of Darius's bluster. Actually, we'll get to him last because he's bottom out of all of us in the league and in terms of points. But Andrew, I'm talking about Darius there. Andrew on 41. He's got Henderson still to play at Tottenham, Tarkowski 9, Senesi 2, O'Reilly 1, Semenyo 9, Cunha 2, Rice 5, Foden 2, Ekitike, whatever his name is, 5, Voltamade 2, Haaland cap 4. Any thoughts on his team, lads? He did actually text me what his transfers were, but it's probably impossible for me to find. He texted me before the podcast. He's done all right. And then where is he now? He's still 1.3 million low. I think he was hoping to break into the top 1 million. That's probably
still got Henderson to go, hasn't he? Yeah, he's not sure what to do. He was talking about bringing in
Lewis Hall
this week.
Really?
Yeah, he was thinking of taking Voltamade out, I think, for somebody.
What? Bro, let me talk to him. I'll try to convince him Lewis Hall, Senesi or Lewis Hall. Like, what? It's a no-brainer for him.
He texted me his transfers before the podcast, and he said, "Oh, I know you quite often like talking about my transfers." And I was like, "Yeah, but that's in the bloody Saturday stream." He went, if he stuck with this, it was Minos to Tarkowski, Fernandez to Cunha, and he's put in brackets trusting Solio, and then Thiago to Ekitike. So that was his 3 transfers, and he's got 2 free transfers to roll. So yeah, it's not bad, is it? In fact, his transfers work pretty well. If you got Tarkowski in.
Did you see Lewis Hall's performance? Like, did you watch the game, Gary, or no?
No, I can't. I don't have.
He should have had a brace. No joke. Like he took a shot, it was deflected off the crossbar, and then there's another one that was saved by the goalie. Like he looked unreal. Oh man, I wish I could make a defensive move. Maybe I'll go to him.
His defense, he was rubbish though in terms of doing his job, because that's why Dorgu did so well. But is he up to playing 3 times a week, do you think? I guess I don't care about his defensive performance.
Yeah. Well, it depends how long. What's his name is out? The Dan Burn, because I think Trippier is out for a while, and Dan Burn looks like he's at least out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So surely Hall would start left back every game. I don't know if they have an alternative.
Hall is very good in the air, isn't he? Get on the end of those crosses.
Yeah, Voltemade he's thinking of getting rid of, but I mean, is he going to start? He was rubbish, wasn't he? And then Vissa came on for him.
Let's have a look. I'll play a little music while we're doing this. Anyone who's a lot of people watch this stream. He's usually on here. Is FPL D Unit. You may have heard a lot of bluster from him today. He basically spent half time analysing my team, didn't he, Trig? You told me during his watch along. But where is my sad violin? So this is Darius, 6 points, which obviously brings him down with a -12 to just 34, so 5 points less than me. He's got Sanchez with 3, Mukalele still to play, home to Leeds, O'Reilly 1, Tarkowski 9, Cunha 2, Verts 10, Foden 2, Rice 5, Etateke captain 10, Bowen 2, Haaland 2. What's he doing, lads? Another -12. I mean, we got to stick the boot in when he's not here, Trig, because otherwise he'd be here going.
How many transfers is that in the last 3 weeks? I mean, he used up his 5 free ones and took a hit on the week we got our 5 free transfers. So that's like 6 transfers he made that week. -12 must be another. Is that 4 or 5? So, and I think he made a couple last week, took a hit last week. And all he's done is get the same team that we've already got, by the look of it.
Yeah. You think the way he was talking, if you watched his live stream, he was like #1 in the world. And Kanji, you haven't got quite the rivalry with Darius that me and Trig got every Saturday. Of course. What's your analysis of his team now?
Darius likes to play FPL his way, and I think you really want to encourage people that do that. And once again, his differential delivered of Ekitike captaincy over Haaland, so good for him. I don't know if that's going to be enough for a green because of the hits, but hopefully the players he brings in deliver points over the long term. I think one thing that I think I'm seeing in a lot of different teams is Declan bloody Rice. He is in I feel like Harry brought him in. My best friend has him in my mini league. Like, I'm seeing him everywhere. And I'm like, oh, God, like this guy just ticks along. He's so jammy. Like, the points today were so jammy. And he's on like 9 or 10 DEFCONs in the second half. I think he had 8. Like, this guy is the most jammiest player. But I don't know if I should just continue to back against it and be mad or bring him in. I don't know what to do.
He's not the sort of FPL pick I like. I know it's maybe traditionalism over pragmatism, but he's just not the sort of player I like to bring in. You know what I mean?
He was just as attacking as Saka today, though. He was.
And he played right back, didn't he, Trig?
Who? Rice?
I think Rice was right back.
Yeah.
Was he? Well, he was just as attacking as. Maybe that's why, because he was putting in an awful lot of crosses and stuff that someone could have got on the end of.
Yeah, if Rice is like his delivery is just world class. So like whenever like you give Rice a certain amount of minutes in a position, he's gonna he's like a liquid. Whatever container you put him in, he'll form that container and he will thrive in the role. Like I feel like if they wanted to play him at right back for like the whole season, he could totally figure it out. Because let's say Timber and White were out for the season, like he's so good. But I think like he just lacks that like connection with Saka on the right hand side in terms of overlapping and the connecting, and he just doesn't really have that like connection. But if they had more games together, you could see he'd be a wonderful player in that position. But
he's definitely better than Saka pound for pound. I mean, if I was wild carding now, I'd have Rice instead of Saka, definitely. I'd also have Shirky instead of Foden. And you know, those players are such good value. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, before you talk us through this, mate, I'll just say, I have seen your comments, mate. If you tell me, because I haven't got the fixture in front of me, tell me who to put into the captaincy poll, and I will do it.
Oh,
do.
Bruno. Sorry, Cunha.
Wait. Kanji, tell me
Oh,
when to come back, because I'm going to powder my nose.
Oh,
Remind me when
yeah,
to
yeah,
come
do your
back.
thing.
Trig, you want to
Sounds
talk us through this team, mate? Can you read it up and then tell us?
Oh yeah, you off, are you?
Yes, I'm off to powder my nose as usual.
Okay. Right, so this team here that I found, this is a free hit team, and it's got triple Everton defence, double Liverpool defence, Sade, Palmer, Cunha, Saka, Ekitike and Bowen, and it's got 70, where is it? You can't see the points on there. It's got 75 points this week.
What? This is because Sade. Okay, Sade's
20
getting a lot of heavy
game
lifting.
week rank of 22,000 for this team.
Wow.
And it's one of, it looks like a kind of a Solio type team where you stack up on the defense, like people have been doing recently, where you just pick 3 players from the same defense. And it worked for Everton, didn't work quite so well for Liverpool, did it? But Frimpong still got points. So that's absolutely huge on a week like this, because this is a pretty low scoring week. I've admitted it's all out for 75, whereas Lacroix's hat-trick's still not in the bag. But 75 points, though, pretty good. Captain Ekitike. No Haaland, no Man City, or anything like that. So it's done pretty well, hasn't it? It's sort of,
Whoa.
you have to be brave on your
the
free
bench.
hit.
This guy had Sade on the bench. He got Sade off the bench. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, would you have benched Sade on a free hit?
I don't think I would have owned him. I would have gone for
You
like
might not have even owned him.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
these
that's
free
crazy.
hits that are stacking defences are the ones we've seen in the last few weeks that have been doing really, really well, haven't they?
Yep.
Like
Target Wolves, target Burnley. You know, it's pretty basic.
we saw that Solio guy got 113 last week, didn't he? But very lucky though with the Brentford penalty save, saved his back 3. But
That was Johnny FPL Spaceman.
yeah. But they're the teams. So we've all used our free hits now, pretty much, haven't we? One more week to go.
Yep.
So if you have got any chips left, people, you've got to use them this week, I think, isn't it? Is this the last week to use your
Yes.
chip?
Yes. Isn't game week 19, right?
So you have to use them all up. Yeah, I think so. I think it's now, isn't it?
Yeah. I have a 7-person mini league. This is like my money mini league within my friends. 3 people still have to use their bench boost, and they're going to use it next week, obviously. So I'm a little bit nervous to see how it goes.
It's a very, very bad week to have to play bench boost, isn't it? Because of all the rotation, you just don't know who's going to play. I mean, even when you've got 15 players, you're lucky to get 11 out, I think, this midweek. So people using their bench boost, it's like going to be very difficult, isn't it?
Well, I hope so. Sucks for them.
Yeah, it's silly leaving your bench boost to game week 19, I think. We're done with that one now, Gary.
All right. Tell me, so who are you captaining? Or who is the best?
I think
Cunha and Haaland, isn't it?
Yeah, Cunha and Haaland would be the ones.
Let me have a look.
Haaland.
Like you could consider Ekitike versus Leeds, but I prefer
he's a doubt now. He's a doubt, isn't he? I mean, he went off limping.
Yeah.
So we're going Haaland, Cunha, Fernand.
Just put Haaland, Cunha, and then Liverpool asset. That's probably the best way.
Yeah.
Some people will go crazy with Frimpong and Mertz.
There's nobody else.
We always do a or someone else option.
Oh, Newcastle are away next week as well. I reckon Burnley are going to score against Newcastle.
Someone else.
Get all in this week.
Do you know we did, after all that fuss, and we did this poll on during the podcast, and then I forgot to close it for this game week. Because Craig, do you remember you said you wanted me to put one in?
Yeah, I wonder what happened.
I just forgot to end it. So you just stop the stream.
I was watching all the polls on the live deadline streams this week, and Haaland was about 65%, and Ekitike was about 30-odd%. And when I looked through Nightmares League, nearly everybody captained Haaland. I was quite surprised at how many captained Haaland. No, among the engaged managers, nearly everybody did. Hardly any. What's his face was very brave. Fran, he went against Haaland.
Who did you go with?
He went with Akitike. I mean,
Oh my
he's
God.
up like in the top
Bro,
5K.
this guy,
So,
some guys, sometimes some managers, they're good, and then sometimes you'll see a good manager gets lucky, and that's when it's like this is their breakthrough season. The guy's had like every Dewsbury Hall, like he's had like a captaincy betting against Holland. Like, all right,
yeah, but that was good. That was a brave decision, I think, when you're up to the top 5K to do that.
That's how Fran plays, though. If you talk to him.
Can I have a moment just to read through the podcast mini league hosts, just to wind up this point. I wonder who's bottom, ladies and gentlemen. So at the top we have Nick. Roberto on 1,091. Fourth, Kanji 1,088. Fifth, Nightmare on 1,033. And all the way at the bottom, FPL D Unit with 1,013. A whole 100 points off Trig at the top.
That's not many. He has to make that up.
No, he won't.
Wow.
So, I'm winding them up. I can imagine him listening back to this tomorrow going, what the hell is he talking about? The D Unit called it.
Yo, look at his team value, though. He's the highest of all of us.
Yeah, that's what he keeps telling us. He's going to use his team value to bash us up. And mine's the lowest because I don't care about it this season, Kanji.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm the one at the top. So
I saw FPL Brandon tweet something very similar to that. He's like, I haven't made a single early transfer this season, and he's sitting in the top 3K. I'm like, wow.
Let's do a quick who can hurt us tomorrow. So obviously there's only 2 games. So these are the players that I own. I only read out players that are over 10%. There's none there. There are any 10% plus owned players tomorrow. Calvert-Lewin 11%.
Oh, Calvert-Lewin.
He's the only one over 10%. I mean, if they're under 10%, I don't really think you can say they can hurt you.
He'll probably come out off benches as well, won't he?
Oh, Guehi 34%.
Oh, bloody hell. We haven't had Guehi play yet, the jammiest player in the game.
Well, if he keeps a clean sheet, like that gets me in potentially definitely Lacroix clean sheet, and potentially also.
He doesn't keep clean, bro. He gets attacking returns, this guy, man. He's nuts. He even got an attacking return in the cup, remember?
We're lucky we didn't have Lacroix midweek when he got his own goal and conceded untold amounts of goals against Arsenal.
I mean, if you're on a green arrow this week, Craig, you're probably going to keep it, aren't you?
I think so, yeah. If you've still got players left, you are. There's a couple of Sunderland assets could cause us problems, isn't there? Roofs and...
Yeah, Roofs is 6%, but yeah, they're very low owned.
I don't think
it'd be enough to just over 10%.
Unless you're playing
Do we
it's
have
going to be effective. Let's say they kept a clean sheet. That's going to effectively be half a point against you at that ownership. You know what I mean?
A few people have a midfielder. Kudos, I think.
Well, he's not even on here, Trig. So he must be under 5% owned.
Is he always
at least
like
at my rank.
Is he?
Yeah. Like, do we have time for a Q&A for like maybe 5 to 10 minutes? See if the chat has any questions.
Yeah, literally only 5 to 10 minutes though, because I mentioned something to Trig beforehand that I'm probably going to have to deal with in a minute.
No stress.
And we could have a quick look at tomorrow's game.
It's too late, Gary.
Sorry?
It's too late.
Well, I hope not, mate. Yeah, so tomorrow Sunderland, Leeds and Crystal Palace Spurs. What do you guys reckon to that? I reckon Spurs, Sunderland, Leeds could be 0-0. I think that's just got 0-0 written all over it.
Yeah, this is what I'm worried about, you see, because there's quite a few Leeds defenders too on people's benches. So if it is 0-0, we're all going to come off the benches, all these players.
I know. I'm so scared. We need some goals. I need like a 1-1, some random guy.
Surely it won't be 0-0. Well, Sunderland are going to score, aren't they?
even like Lefay, I think a lot of people on my Twitter mini league brought Lefay in. Those are like engaged managers.
What
but
about
it's very
Palace
small
Spurs?
amount, isn't it?
We're all hoping for
Yeah,
a clean sheet with Crystal Palace, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we want, isn't it? I mean, that would be huge if we got a clean sheet and DEFCONs. Do you know what I mean? The Cruy's got a good chance of DEFCONs, hasn't he? Although I don't think people playing Tottenham do get many DEFCONs. But
you know, I've been a Richards owner. I've been jealous of Lacroix once. That one time he got the assist from Munoz or something. He got an assist to Gahey or something. That was the only week. And now this week.
Richards might play. I think you've been a bit pessimistic. He only had a cut on his foot.
Yeah, it just didn't sound like it. Like, let's see.
I suppose it wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And you think on your foot, you're going to open up your stitches, aren't you, if you start?
Yeah.
Get kicked by a boot or something in your foot.
And your defender. It's not like he's like some luxury guy, you know.
Yeah.
Lads, there's 2 questions here that I'll pick out and then so I'll just say again. So we're going to be doing, it's a very different schedule next week. We're doing a podcast on Monday, podcast on Friday. There's no, because obviously there's a game, midweek game. Then the lock-in will be on Saturday, and then a podcast the following Monday because of the game weeks, and then we'll be back to the normal lock-in. We'll be back to the normal Wednesday and Saturday then. So please do like and please do subscribe if you're new around here. But I think this might be a little bit of a joke question. Which Arsenal defenders to start next game week, lads?
Bruh.
Kanji?
Gabriel.
I think so. I think they will have rushed him back for this Villa match. That's probably why. You know, he would have penciled that match in. That's a must-win for Arsenal, that Villa game. And they would have wanted Gabriel. So, full-on first team. I don't know if the striker's going to play in this one. But we'll see. He hasn't been very good. He was rubbish again today, wasn't he? Gyökeres, hopeless. So I don't know. But I think it's definitely going to be Arsenal's best team. So, you'd think Timber would be back if he can be.
Zolrio there. So, but you know, mate, best Semenyo replacements. So I can answer this because I'm literally looking to do it. I am looking at Sade, Gordon, and who did I say earlier?
Szoboszlai.
Yes, sir.
But I haven't got any money to go up.
I think it's too late for Szoboszlai. I honestly do. I mean, are Liverpool any good? You know, they're still not playing that well, are they? They're at home and they only beat Wolves 2-1. So they're not the Liverpool of old. So they've got Arsenal in a week or two. Do you really want to load up with another Liverpool player when you've also you've probably already got like 2 or 3 Arsenal players, and most of you have got Ekitike and maybe a Liverpool defender? Do you really want to get Szoboszlai in as well? I mean, I know we've got Leeds next week, but it's a bit short term, I think. Gordon, he's a rotation risk, I suspect, isn't he? Sade, you're just buying last week's points. So Cunha, if you haven't got him, is the obvious one. But other than that, maybe Shirky. I don't know. Who knows?
Prod saying there, one of our channel monorays, is it time to go and follow Prod on X? You got some excellent spaces. Is it time to sell Palace defenders? I think the time may be coming. The fixtures are starting to get a bit. I'm certainly not comfortable with having 2 Palace defenders. Kanji, do you want to go first on this one, mate?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's time to sell. I just think you bench and just wait for a better time when their fixtures look better.
Okay. I think it's a potential sell. I mean, their fixtures aren't good, and it's more the fixture pile up, isn't it? But then again, they will be getting their AFCON players back, won't they, in a few weeks? So you probably can bench them. I mean, I think Senesi's a better sell than a Palace defender, for example. But they're not good, are they?
Villa, Sunderland, Chelsea. Not nice, really.
No, Fulham home's a good chance for a clean sheet, though, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But then it's sandwiched, isn't it, that game? So how tired are they? I mean, I guess they've had quite a bit of time to recover from the Arsenal match, the Carabao Cup game. And they are used to playing lots of matches, aren't they? So
Oh, good
Rob,
question.
they probably
Rob,
just don't do training, do they? They just play matches instead.
Yeah, Rob Taffy is asking what's the difference between overall rank and game week 1 rank. Correct me if I'm wrong, lads. I'll just answer this with one word and you correct me if I'm wrong. Overall rank is your rank overall, including people who started in game week 2, game week 3. Game week 1 rank is your rank against players who only started in game week 1. And although you may not imagine it, there are obviously players who, over the course of a long period of time, who start in game week 2 and game week 3, who may end up being above you. Have I got that correct, lads? Yep. String Joy here. Start Semenyo or Sanchez? That might be a joke question.
What the hell?
See what else we got. I'm going to end with those questions. Has Nick recovered from his groin injury?
No, he has not. The good thing is I've been taking a couple of days off work to recover. So I tried to do a park run yesterday, but I ended up walking it. Took me 45 minutes to do my 5K park run. So I'm not right. I'm good to walk, but not good to run. I'm a bit like Palmer in that respect. You know, I can move about okay, but things still not 100% there. I've been needing a good massage from the physio in a couple of days when she gets back to work. Looking forward to
FBI have
that.
a pint who I think probably stole his name from my old YouTube name. Does Roos have a high ceiling? Same as any goalkeeper, isn't it? Oh, Roos have. All right, bloody hell, you. He caught me out. He caught me out. He caught me out. And we'll end on an one. We could do this one. What was your favourite Christmas present this year or last year? Or what are your FPL wishes for 2020? Let's do this one. What are your FPL wishes for 2026, lads? Mine is always, I never change, finishing a top 100k. And peace and love to all men. And an end to hunger. Okay?
Damn.
FPL wishes. I don't really have any FPL wishes, really, except them sorting the bloody game out and doing things properly.
Well, do you know what I was going to mention earlier?
Changing the transfer system would be good.
And double DEFCON. If they get to 20 DEFCONs, like we saw a few players earlier, give them double DEFCON points.
Or maybe not even double. Maybe just one extra point, so they go from 2 to 3 at least. They should get something.
Well, double. Why? They've done the same action. Surely they should get the same amount of points.
Yeah, possibly.
True. I have my own FPL wishes. Like top 100k is the standard. Then I want to beat my best friend. So regardless of what he does or how I do, I want to make sure I beat him. And then lastly, like I had a friend that I was really close with. We were talking FPL basically every day last year, and then some personal issues happened. So personally, just like a nice thing would be that like if I just beat him this year, it's like a personal goal. But I don't check his team. I have him completely blocked on all social media, so I have no idea how he's doing. But at the end of the year, I will check, and hopefully I beat him.
Right, let's end with this one. This one will be a bit of fun. What was your favourite Christmas present ever? Let's go with that. Trig?
My favourite Christmas... Blimey, I need time to think about that. My favourite Christmas present ever.
Mine was a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I've got
It's either my NES or my Super NES. I think it was probably my Super NES with Street Fighter 2 installed in the bundle pack. That was bloody awesome. Although the miniature snooker table was quite good as well. What about yourself?
I know I never got a bloody bike. That's all I know. Everyone else got choppers, and I got an old man second-hand bike from a charity shop. So that's the one I wanted that I never got. So
you're like my bar humbug. How about yourself, Kanji?
I don't really get presents anymore. Like I don't think my parents have got me a present in like 10 plus years, honestly. But like my family used to do presents when I was younger, so I think my best one was like a PlayStation.
Muslim, aren't you?
Yeah. But like they haven't, like my parents are like first generation. I don't think they've really bought into that type of culture here. So
yeah,
but I did get a PlayStation when I was younger, and that was like that. I've never felt that sort of joy ever. It was amazing. So
I got a Commodore 64 a NES, and a Super NES all in like 5 years. I always remember having an argument because my mum and dad wanted to buy me a Master System. I was like, you can't get me a Master System. Master System is absolutely useless. You have to get me a SNES. I was only like 6 years old. I remember talking them through the different bit counts and stuff. Anyway, right, let me remember to end this poll. Right, let's have a look. We've got
the captaincy poll, right?
Captaincy poll. I've remembered to end it this time. We've got Haaland 51, Cunha 19%, Liverpool player 15%, someone else 15%. Thoughts, lads?
To me, that shows that there really is no alternative to Haaland, really, is there? I think if there was, then Cunha'd be out in front of everybody else. So I think you could do it, but I don't think I will be, judging by that score. I mean, if Haaland's 51%, I'd definitely be captaining him.
If Bruno was fit, would you have guys been on Bruno?
Yeah, I would have been. He would have been top, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
He would have been top. Everyone would have been captaining him this week.
Yep. But not for me.
Maybe he is fit. Maybe he is fit for this week.
Maybe.
You're not going to risk it, though, are you?
No. And he wouldn't say if he was fit, would he? Probably. What did you think of their change of formation? They went 4 at the back, didn't they? They've never done that before under Amrin. Players seem to love it. Ugarte had his best game he's ever had for the team after that change. And Dorgu, and they just look so much more at home in the playing 4 at the back.
They do. Lads, I need to end the stream.
Makes sense.
Trig, where can we find you? So please do join me, Kanji, and potentially Darius if he's got over his mysterious illness. I'm only joking. Of course, he's recovering from operation. We do wish him the best. Trig, where can we find you at?
He's recovering from having his barnet thatched. So
yeah, that's what he's recovering from. Yeah,
and he's not allowed to drink, so he can't stay awake. So yeah, Trig Talks FPL on YouTube.
Yeah, and Kanji yourself, mate.
You can find me on Twitter at Kanji FPL. Gary, is it possible if you could ask Andrew to come join us for the next one if he's available? Just because we're chatting Newcastle, I'd like to hear both you guys' opinions.
You can ask him yourself, mate. You can ask him in the group chat. He's been invited to every single one. But
okay. I'll message him. Personal request.
He's a busy man. He's a busy man. But he's used to getting requests from me. If you send him a special request, maybe he'll.
All right. Okay. Receptive. I'll do that.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Please do join us at the PubCast at 6 o'clock on Monday. And good luck tomorrow.